You can call me Mystic Mike because I predict these things.
Dangerous Davey Grant takes on Daniel Santos this Saturday at UFC Fight Night, back in the Apex. And this is going to be an absolute war on the feet between these two guys, I think. Davey Grant's the grizzled veteran, been in the UFC for over a decade now, coming off of the Ultimate Fighter series, fought a lot of very high-level competition. Not all of them have gone his way, but still very seasoned, a lot of experience. Taking on Daniel Santos, fairly young in his career, 11-2, 30 years old. Looked pretty good in the UFC. Gone 2-1 so far, so curious to see kind of how he progresses. Davey Grant, like I said, tons of experience. He is 39 years old, getting up there in age. However, he hasn't really shown that age in the octagon. He's coming off of a gritty performance over Lerone Tavares, and before that a split decision over Daniel Marcos that I would argue that he won that fight. And Daniel Marcos is one of the young up-and-comers in the division, 17-0, so looked really good. He's got great kicks, a lot of variety of kicks, wheel kicks, spinning back kicks, you name it, he's throwing it. And I feel like Daniel Santos, I know that Daniel Santos is susceptible to the head kicks. He's been dropped and hurt several times in his UFC career. So Davey Grant switches stances very well, moves very well, in and out. Very good boxing. I think he's like a kickboxing or Muay Thai black belt as well as a jiu-jitsu black belt. So very high level and very well-rounded in his game. He's a savvy vet with a lot of experience. He's fought Rafael Assunção, Luis Smoka, Adrian Yanez, Marlon Vera, Jonathan Martinez, Marlon Vera twice actually, Chris Holdsworth. So a lot of high-level competition that he's fought in the UFC, and several split decisions that I think could have gone his way. Like I said, lost the fight to Daniel Marcos by split decision, lost to Adrian Yanez by split decision. So a few of those decisions go his way, and I feel like his career's kind of on a completely different trajectory. Daniel Santos fights out of shoot to box, very forward pressure, aggressive striker. Fights a lot like Charles Oliveira, who he trains with. He's kind of like a diet Charles Oliveira. Great chin. He can be hit. We saw him get rocked several times by John Castaneda in his fight. Ate a flush head kick, got dropped again, got hurt again by another head kick, but was able to kind of stick it out, weather the storm, and push a high pace on John Castaneda, finally breaking him along the fence to get the TKO. I wish he would set up his strikes a little bit more with the jab or with feints. He kind of just wings his punches, throws a lot of power, has a lot of volume, really good cardio. I think this is going to be very evenly matched on the feet, but I gotta go with Davey Grant in this one. I know that he's the older fighter, doesn't have the best looking record on paper at 14-7, but I feel like he's just got more experience. I feel like he can deal with the pressure and kind of the forward pressure with zero setups that Daniel Santos is going to bring. Davey Grant, I feel like he thrives in these firefights where it's very high pace, where he's kind of getting pushed back, and the guy's coming forward at him, and that's exactly how Daniel Santos is gonna come at him in this fight. I think that Davey Grant has the wrestling and the grappling advantage. Always been a very good black belt, has a lot of good submissions on his record, even an inverted triangle choke over Rafael Assunção, who's a very high level black belt. And Daniel Santos is only a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. He's primarily a striker. He had some decent wrestling in his fight against John Castaneda, just being able to scramble out of the takedowns and get back to his feet. But other than that, I don't think that he matches with Davey Grant on the feet, or on the ground. Sorry, we saw him in his fight with Julio Arce, where Julio Arce was just very methodical, backing up, countering, moving well, outpointing him on the back foot, was really able to see everything coming. And I feel like that's kind of how Davey Grant's going to approach this fight. He's going to be able to handle the pressure coming his way, deal with the forward pressure from Daniel Santos, and just be able to counter effectively, eventually turn the tables and put his volume on him. He's got really good kicks. I think he'd be able to catch Daniel Santos with some type of head kick, since he's shown to be able to got caught by Julio Arce by a kick, got caught by John Castaneda. So I just think Davey Grant's he's fought the better competition. He's more well-rounded, and he's coming off of a fight back in December. He had a really good fight against Lerone Tavares, went 3 rounds, 3 hard rounds, whereas Daniel Santos, he hasn't fought since June of 2023, so almost been 2 years since Daniel Santos has fought. and fought a guy in Johnny Munoz Jr. where he just kind of pulled guard the entire time. It wasn't even really a fight. It was kind of a lackluster performance on both ends. So I'm going to go Davey Grant. He's the more experienced guy. I think you can go tit for tat with him on the feet. He's a better grappler, better wrestler, has more experience, can push a pace just like Santos can, has great cardio. We saw him going back and forth Daniel Marcos at a pretty high pace, rounds 2 and 3. So I think he can match. I think he can match Daniel Santos's pace and aggression, and I think that he's more technical on the feet. So I'm gonna go with Davey Grant in this one. I think he gets it done. I think that he could put away Daniel Santos, just coming in wild, winging his punches, not setting him up. I think Davey Grant can catch him with something, but I also think he can take him down, mix it up, and get the submission. So I think the finishing potential is higher on the end of Davey Grant, and I think he gets this one done as the underdog, small underdog. Last time I looked, I think he was like a plus 150 or something like that, but great underdog, and I think he gets this one done. Thanks.